What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Alright, we're coming back to Mary's Blood. Yes, indeed, Mary's Blood fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-boobidi-bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from SMB, and this is actually one of SMB's 3 prioritized requests for the month of January for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, SMB. I hope you enjoy the show, man. SMB wanted to see me react to this. It is Mary's Blood with a tune called Hunger.
Oh, the hunger.
Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a minute, hang on a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Mary's Blood Official, okay? And the video has 26,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Mary's Blood, Hunger, live at Toyosu Pit 2022. Okay. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
聞いてください。Hunger。
Barely hear her. I like the usage of the double time feel. They do it for 2 measures. It's still 1, 2, 3, 4. That's still the meter, but they go into that double time feel to make it sound like it's 4 measures instead of 2. I like it. It helps give the song a little extra push, a little extra life. Nothing wrong with that at all. I have a complaint, and it's pretty noticeable. the vocals are, I mean, you can hear them, but there are times where it's a bit of a struggle. She needs to come up in the mix. It's not her. She's singing just fine, but whoever's working FOH needs to turn her up because there are some times where she's singing and she's getting absolutely buried. And it's not like, if it was just like one guitar player that was burying her, I would say, okay, easier solution, turn on the one guitar and make it more even across the board for all the musicians. But all the musicians are burying her. So that's her mic that needs to come up. Not the rest of the band needs to come down. Yeah, whoever's working FOH needs to do a better job on that. Really, it's noticeable. It's definitely noticeable. When I can hear her clearly, when I'm able to hear her clearly, I like her style in this song. It definitely fits. Kind of a little bit of a sultry feel to her vocal delivery. With a slower tempo song like this, it absolutely fits with that halftime feel all the way through the song. I mean, it's not halftime. It's a straight time feel, but it gives the illusion of like a halftime feel almost because it's so slow. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm digging the tune. Guitar players sound really good. I'm digging what I'm hearing from them. Their tone sounds really good. Drummer sounds really good. I can actually hear the bass clear as day. So the bass is being very nicely mixed. The mix from the instruments sounds fine. I got no issue with the mix at all from the instrumentation. It's just her vocals aren't being very well mixed. It needs to come up. So anyway, let's keep going here, shall we? Second half of the guitar solo, they switched to 7/8. That was great. I almost missed it. It was so smooth. I almost missed it. I'm sitting here bobbing my head going, okay, feels good. Wait a minute, hold on. Am I counting wrong? I feel off here. And then I zoned in on it and I was like, oh, it's 7/8. Very cool. Very, very cool. They did it so smoothly. Like I said, I almost missed it. Almost did. Great guitar solo. Sounded really good. I liked everything she did. Other than the vocals mix, I got no issues with this at all. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little curious. I mean, the crowd seems a little dead. If I'm being honest, I know there's a crowd there. I saw the crowd, but they are not present at all. I don't hear anybody clapping, no one cheering, nobody singing along. It's absolutely dead quiet in that audience. Now, I do remember in the comments a lot of people saying that quite often, not all the time, but quite often, Japanese audiences, they're like that. They stay very quiet while the song is playing, and they only respond with applause after the song. It's like an orchestrational concert, like a classical concert or an orchestra concert or a symphony concert, a philharmonic concert. They won't applaud until after the song's over. It's kind of weird. I know that's the culture, and I understand that, but it's still weird for a rock show for that to happen. Then again, I've seen and heard rock concerts from Japanese audiences where they don't do that, and they're cheering and screaming and hollering through the entire show, and it's like, well, which is it going to be? You know, it's kind of a coin flip. You don't really know until the show starts, I guess. Let's finish this out and we'll get to the review. And now we started to hear some applause at the very end of it there. Oh, brother. I enjoyed it. I absolutely enjoyed it. I had a great time listening to this. But if I'm being honest with you folks, I said everything I need to say during the course of the reaction. So there's really not a whole lot to talk about. I guess we'll make this a short review. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Mary's Blood with Hunger. This was a request from SMB, and this was actually one of SMB's 3 prioritized requests for the month of January for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, SMB. I hope you enjoyed the show, man. Okay, I thought about it, and I got a score, and I think the score is very appropriate for the song. Out of 5 possible stars, I am going to give that 4 stars. Yep, 4 out of 5. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, I dug it. I absolutely dug it. I think it's a great tune. It feels good. It sounds good. Everything about the tune I absolutely enjoyed. The song itself was very well constructed, very well written. It made perfect sense. I love the switching between the straight time, even though it had, here's the thing, it is straight time. It had a halftime approach because of the slower tempo, but that was straight time. And then when it would go into the double time, it felt more like straight time, but that's, again, because we started out at that slower tempo. But they use that to their advantage to make it sound even more different, which I think is a great job. It definitely helps break up the monotony of the song and helps give it a little extra push, a little extra charge. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think that was a great job. The guitar playing, at times. Now, maybe this is a tonal issue. Maybe it was just the acoustics within the hall they were playing in. It did sound like the guitar playing was a little, I don't want to say sloppy, but it did feel a little loose. It felt like some of the attacks were kind of bleeding over into each other a little bit. Now, that could be extra reverb. It could be the acoustics in the hall. It could be the mixing board. Maybe the FOH is putting a little extra reverb on their output. I don't know what the reasoning is. Do I think it's them playing sloppy? No, I don't think it's that. I think it's a tonal issue more than anything. But I did notice the attacks were kind of bleeding over into each other a little bit at times when they were doing their let's see, 1, 2, when they were doing 16th note subdivisions, it did feel like it kind of bled over into each other a little bit. Like I said, I think that's a reverb issue. Now, where that reverb's coming from, I don't know. It could be coming from their amps. It could be coming from FOH's mix. It could just be the acoustics within the hall they're playing. Number of possibilities. But in any case, for the most part, though, I liked the guitar playing. It sounded really good. Bass playing was there and present. I did not have to go looking for it. I was really happy about that. I could hear the bass clear as day. And as a bass player, I can always appreciate that. The drumming was solid, absolutely solid. The drummer was the single-handed responsible one for making those transitions happen between the straight time and the double time. If you listen to what the guitar player and the bass player were playing, they were playing exactly what they were playing during the straight time when those halftime sections would happen. Their rhythmic pattern was the exact same. So those changes from the straight time to the double time, that was all thanks to the drummer. And every single time the drummer did it, it was smooth. I really liked that. The guitar solo, I gotta point this out. The first half of the guitar solo was in straight 4/4 time, which I think sounded great. I had no issue with that. And then the second half, they switched to a 7/8 time. And I gotta say, the way they did it was absolutely smooth. I almost missed it. They were halfway through that section before I realized, wait a minute, something's going on here with the counting because it's not lining up for me. And then I figured it out. Oh, it's 7/8. Cool. Great job on their part. The vocals. I liked everything the vocalist was singing. I liked everything she was doing. I loved her approach for this style of song, especially in the verses, having that kind of a sultry approach with that subdued feel within the song, that slower feel. Very appropriate. And then, of course, when the song would kick into the double time section, she would get more powerful and more amped up, and I got no issue with that whatsoever. My only complaint about this, it happened in the vocals. Now, I want to be very clear about this, though. My complaint is about the vocals, not about the vocalist. I think she did a fine job, and I do not blame her for this one bit. FOH, I don't know what they were doing with her vocals, man, but for some reason, they had her vocals down in the mix for about, I would say, about the first half of the song. There were a number of times where she would be singing, but the guitar and bass and drums would just be burying her. And I was just like, and that's nobody's fault for anybody on the stage. That comes down to FOH and what they're doing. I don't know what FOH was doing there. I don't know why they would take that approach, because at times it was hard to hear the vocalist. And it's like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Now, for some funny reason, about halfway through the song, her vocals got pushed up in the mix. Now, maybe FOH woke up and realized they were screwing up. That is a possibility. Then again, and I don't believe this for 1 second, but there is the possibility that they did that on purpose. That the FOH person was specifically instructed for them to do that. Why? I don't know. I have no clue why. But, I mean, I've heard stranger things happen, so I'm not buying that story, though. I'm not buying it. Is it a possibility? Sure, it is a possibility. I give it maybe a 5% chance of that being the reason why at best. I find that very tough to believe. But other than that, the song itself sounded really good. The live show. They pretty much checked off all the boxes. They had the stage presence. They did have stage energy. They were moving around. Stage interaction. I didn't see any interaction between the members, but I did see some crowd interaction. Not a lot, but enough to check the box. And then the showmanship. Yeah, we had the showmanship there. So 4 out of 5. Pretty good job. Actually, not even pretty good. Really good job. Not perfect, but it was really good. The production, the lighting, that was really the only production we had. Still very well orchestrated, very well designed. The use of the color hues, using the lights appropriately for different parts of the song, very well constructed, very well thought out. Now, overall, I thought this was a great job. It was a great job, and that's why I'm giving it the great rating of 4 out of 5 stars. So, 4 out of 5 stars, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully, I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.